Hi, Chuck Etheridge here, in week 5 in English 4320. And to celebrate your completing your first portfolio, I am wearing my Loud shirt. And I've got this. I've got my crossbow. I'll shoot a philosophy professor in celebration. There you go. That's a celebration for me. Anyway, really pleased with the quality of work you've done, the work that you've done about writing and the way that it makes nonprofit agencies work. Seen some really good memos, seen some really, really good policy drafts. Overall impressed with the quality of work that you're doing. Really pleased with the quality of the public service announcements that I've seen drafts of as well. But we're in our second unit. We are talking about writing in the media, and we've got a living textbook going on right now. And I really thought it was important to talk about this because right now in the media there is a story that's going to become a classic example of the effect that the media can have on nonprofit agencies for good and for bad. Up until recently, the Susan B. Komen Foundation has been probably not only the most respected but most loved nonprofit agency probably in the United States. In case you don't remember or are not familiar with who they are, they're the For the Cure organizations. They're responsible for the pink ribbons everywhere, for the Walk for the Cure for breast cancer, the Ride for the Cure, and they're on milk cartons, they're at McDonald's, because I think that most people could agree that regardless of what you believe, breast cancer is a bad thing. It claims lots of women's lives every year, and if it could be reduced or eradicated, the world would be a better place. But this week, they announced that they are withdrawing funding to clinics at Planned Parenthood, and they gave their reasons. Planned Parenthood fired back that none of this money went to anything to do with abortion, that the monies that the Komen Foundation were giving were to do Komen Foundation's work, which were to provide early screening for breast cancer for women who otherwise wouldn't have had access to that kind of health care. Well, this blew up in the social media. The Komen Foundation was accused of politicizing breast cancer research, politicized screening, saying, gosh, do women who are poor, you can only get health care access through clinics like Planned Parenthood? Is this all they can get? The Komen Foundation replied, this isn't what it's about. It has to do with a set of policies and procedures. It has nothing to do with the work that Planned Parenthood does, nothing to do with abortion. And it's just blown up. Some people have praised the Komen Foundation for taking a stand about abortion, even though they've said it's nothing to do with abortion. Millions of people have said, even people who have donated have said they're never going to give another dime to the Komen Foundation because how dare they politicize an issue like breast cancer and women's health. Today, they announced that they are restoring funding to Planned Parenthood, and that Planned Parenthood will in the future be eligible for funding. It's been a nightmare. It's been a classic situation of how you don't want your organization to appear in the media. So we're going to look at some press releases on behalf of the Komen Foundation, on behalf of Planned Parenthood, and a couple of articles analyzing the role that the media, particularly the social media, and this is blown up in the social media. People who might never have heard of the Komen Foundation, never heard of this, are hearing about it and are expressing opinions and are energized because of what's been going on the social media, particularly Facebook, to a lesser extent Twitter. So I want you to read some analysis of the role that Facebook has played in what's happened, because at the beginning of the week, the Komen Foundation was, as I said, one of the most respected nonprofits in the country. Today, on Friday, they're the Goldman Sachs. If they had a stock value, it would be less than $1. All as a result of this controversy. And regardless of what you feel about these issues, it's great lessons for what we're having to do as well. So that's what we're going to be looking at this week. We're going to be looking at the role that media plays with nonprofit agencies, and we're going to be looking at some press releases and some analysis of these relationships. It's a fascinating time to be working in the nonprofit world. It's a fascinating time to be learning about this. And again, I'm not trying to take sides on the issue, but this is not how you want your nonprofit to look in the media. And this is going to be the last thing I'm saying. Regardless of what washes out, the damage has been done because people have been looking at other things. They've been putting everything that Komen Foundation does under a microscope, and all these other negative stories have generated about the Komen Foundation, how they do business, and again, whether they're fair or not, there is such a thing as bad publicity, and the Komen Foundation is getting it right now. So it's interesting times. Look forward to seeing more of your writing. Thanks.